Hi guys, welcome back to another fragrance video on my channel and thanks so much for tuning in again. Now in today's video I want to talk to you guys about my top 10 MANCERA fragrances, probably part 1 because they have a lot of fragrances and I don't really want to limit myself to these 10 that I will talk to you about in this video. However, this is a brand that gives you a very good quality for the price that you pay. I mean, you pay like I believe 150 bucks for 120 milliliters, which is awesome. And they start at a lower price point for the 50 mLs and they have all a really good performance and mostly nice fragrance DNAs. Now I got myself 12 samples thanks to David from a German community who told me about this brand and sent me a couple of samples. I don't like all of them, but I'm going to limit myself to 10 and give you my personal top 10 recommendations of this. And I will start with Aoud Vanille, Aoud Vanille. Probably French, English, whatever. And this one is a fragrance that if you know the house of Swiss Arabian Shagaf Oud or maybe Oud Satin Mood by Maison Francis Kurkdjian, which are both fragrances that have oud, rose and also some kind of praline notes, so some bonbon and chocolate type notes. This one is in the same ballpark. So it is oud, it is vanilla, it's cardamom and some spices, and it's just really awesome, tasty and also oriental and dark woody and has an awesome performance. So Aoud Vanille is probably my among the first top 10 fragrances of this house for me. I mean, it would probably be up more. I didn't rank these. They are all good, but yeah, this one is something that I really like. Then we have next up Cédrat Boisé Intense. This is a very nice one. I've known Cédrat Boisé for a long time. I first discovered it when it was called an Aventus dupe or Aventus alternative for significantly less money. And I have tried Cédrat Boisé Intense recently, and this one is really nice. It develops totally differently than the original Cédrat Boisé, so it has less of that citrus, more of that smokiness, more of that yeah, like deep bass, and it's nice. It's a nice change. So I can totally recommend that you try this if you have tried the original and you like to go in a direction of more bass, you know, so that's what I would recommend to you. Next up we have Aoud Café. And this one, I still have to spray it one more time because I don't really remember the fragrance DNA, but I did really quite like it. It's a nice coffee oud fragrance, so it's really, really different. You know, coffee in each fragrance is interpreted differently. So if you try 5 coffee fragrances, you have 5 different ways that they can turn out. And this one is more like an iced latte that you can get from the department store. So you probably have these as well in USA, where you have like, it's basically sugar and coffee and a little bit of milk in a plastic jar. And this one really smells like this. So I wasn't really sure if I should put it on this top 10 list, you know, but then I tried it on my skin. I did not try it on paper, but on skin, and I decided I liked it because on my skin it has a very beautiful fragrance development and it really shines and gives this coffee note a really nice warm twist. So Aoud Café, a fragrance that I totally love. Next up we have Wave Musk. This is a fragrance that I have worn today in the high heat. So we had like 35 degrees Celsius today and I wore this one because it's a beautiful citrus, salty, marine type fragrance with a little bit of musk on top. So this one would be really quite an understatement if you wore this, because it goes in the direction of this John Varvatos type fragrance that we all know, Artisan, the original one. And it reminded me of this, but it has more of that saltiness, more performance, which is great. And you can use it like 20 different times if you want to, because it's not very expensive. And it's a beautiful fragrance to wear in the high heat because it really gives you this refreshment that you need in the morning. Next up we have Black Gold. I didn't like this one too much because to me it didn't really click, so I didn't really know how to interpret it. But looking at this list, I think we have 6 fragrances left. I'll maybe decide in the end if I want it on the top 10 list or not. But next up we have the original Cédrat Boisé. I talked about this as well because yeah, it's probably like an Aventus similar fragrance, so it's not like really close to Aventus because it has citrus and not pineapple. So you can really smell a difference there, but in terms of how the fragrance is set up, it has smoky notes and woody notes and also like citrus notes, and you get the drift. That's kind of like Aventus, but it's nice, you know, it's really nice. Probably better suited for the high heat than Aventus because it has more of that fresh citrus, which I really like, and it has the perfect balance of citrus and smoky notes as well. So if you haven't tried it, it's one of their most popular ones. You should definitely try it as well. Okay, next up we have Kumkat Wood. This one is really, really interesting to me because it has a very nice cardamom type DNA, and it's very spicy and very transparent as well. So really well done, in my opinion. And also like one of the best woody fragrances that I've tried in a long time. So yeah, it is close to the likes of Duro by Nasomatto, but with not as much, but not as animalic as Duro is. It is close to Oxford by Roberto Ugolini, but with more of a dry wood underneath and not as opulent. It's more basic. So it's a really dry wood type of fragrance with cardamom and some citrus notes. Also reminded me a little bit of Terre d'Hermès. If you know that one, you will probably like this as well. And I really liked it. It's a super, super awesome woody fragrance to try. Next up we have Red Tobacco. This is one of their popular ones, one of their most popular ones. One that I recommended to a lot of people already because I really like how this turns out. One thing I can tell you guys is that all of these fragrances, they are not very multi-layered, so I believe they have a lot of notes, but they are all glued together very, very well, which is something that I don't really like because it gives the fragrances a little bit of a cheap quality. So if it was more transparent, the whole thing was more transparent, then it would be easier to say, wow, that smells like very high quality. I mean, Kumkat Wood is not included in this because it's really multifaceted, but yeah, this one, it's really tobacco and woody notes and sweet notes as well. And it's a really, really, really dry tobacco scent that is very strong and very long lasting. And I definitely recommend it to you if you like fragrances like Naxos by Sergioff. Naxos would be more of a sweet tobacco fragrance, more of a soft one. This would be more of a hard and dark one. So maybe you like to go that route and want to go in a more dark direction. This would be an awesome fragrance to try since it also has like a beast mode performance. It has the strongest performance of all of these. And yeah. Okay, next up we have Vetiver Sensuel. This is a sensual vetiver fragrance that also reminded me of Terre d'Hermès again, as you probably would have guessed. And it's awesome. It's not like the super dark one, so not like Encre Noire by Lalique, which is a super dark vetiver fragrance. This is more of a fruity and orange zesty type of vetiver fragrance, really close to Terre d'Hermès, but more with more of a airiness that Terre d'Hermès doesn't have. So really nice vetiver fragrance, also one of my favorites of the house, and I can totally recommend this one to you as well. Okay, so the final two. We have the final two coming right up. So I have Aoud Lemon next up, which is also a fragrance that I didn't really like in the beginning because when I tried it initially, I was really underwhelmed by it, but I tried it on my skin again and it gives me the most awesome reactions ever. So people seem to love this one because it's a super nice minty type of fragrance. So it's not really lemon, it's more of a minty type oud fragrance, which is really crazy and out there. It has a beast mode performance, and apparently the sillage, so the cloud of fragrance that you draw behind you, it's really something that people like. So awesome fragrance also for the high heat. I discovered that this had a nice refreshing effect and like cooling effect on me. So I really like this one as well. And the final one that I want to talk to you about, not my personal favorite as well, but also something that people around me seem to dig a lot, is Soleil d'Italie, which means Italian sun in French. Don't ask me why. People have weird fragrance names. And this one is also, as you might have guessed, a really fresh fragrance, really nice, cologne type fragrance, awesome for the high heat. And it develops beautifully, I can tell you guys. It develops beautifully on warm skin. So if you go outside and it's above 25 or 30 degrees Celsius, or whatever that is in Fahrenheit, that's really awesome because it gives you the most awesome fruity, zesty, citrusy type DNA around you, and it's really a treat for the hot days. So anyways guys, these are my top 10 fragrances by the house of MANCERA. I hope that you liked this video. Please leave your recommendation in the comment section down below if you have tried any of these, or if you want to give me a heads up on more MANCERA fragrances that I need to try. I know there are a lot, so I haven't really finished testing them, and if you have a recommendation, I would totally be up to it. Thanks for watching guys. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed this video, leave a sub if you want to see more of these and you love fragrances as much as I do, and I will see you guys in the next time. So thanks for watching and bye bye.